Hi, this is Jill Carey from Unity of Wimberley, Texas. If you were with me for a couple of minutes ago, I was trying to record this outside so that I could maybe catch some of the thunder that's been going on, but I don't have a good connection. It's right outside where the signal is faulty. So anyway, I wanted to speak with you a little bit more about what I spoke about last Sunday, which is the difference between fitting in and belonging. And fitting in has more to do with adjusting ourselves to fit in with a group of people or with a expected behavior, whether it's from somebody else or if it's something that we've made all up by ourselves. And of course, Mark Nepo in the Book of Awakening, now I have found what I could have used last Sunday, but anyway, I've got it today. He talks about this idea of fitting in versus belonging as the lazy Susan self. So he says, for years I lived this way, turning the side of me for others that they could understand, spinning at the aspects of my true self like a lazy Susan, offering only what others wanted or needed or felt more comfortable with. I became very good at this, he says, could spin in a crowd of loved ones, accommodating many needs at once. I came to believe that I was being selfless, an agile listener, reliable and giving. I thought I had found a way to be both who I am and considerate. What I didn't realize was that more and more of who I truly am was being hidden, and that showing only the part of me that others found acceptable was not being true to myself. Over time, I became a spy with my deepest feelings and beliefs. The cost eventually was a subtle but ever-present spiritual suffocation. Yikes. No one asked me to do this. Generally, I have had wounds in my history, certainly, that conditioned me to hide myself at times. But it was my own misperception of how to negotiate the world that made me an art form of changing faces, even though all the faces were unto themselves true. Fear of conflict, fear of rejection, fear of not being loved, fear of showing what I believed no one else could possibly understand. A lack of trust and faith that the flower inside me could survive the elements out here. All this stayed unaddressed for years while I spun my lazy Mark self. And so when you're hearing this, you can also substitute your name for Mark. As we live it, the line between privacy and hiddenness is very thin indeed. I have learned painfully and thoroughly that each of us is an entire symphony. And though, there are times when all of us will not be heard, dis-ease begins the moment all of us is not played. So I invite you during this time of reflection and quiet that we've been going through, a time of a little more isolation, to go ahead and explore the symphony that is you, all the instruments inside you that are to be played, not hiding yourself, but being comfortable with the perfect creation of God that you are, the Christ self that lives in you. And you are then consistently the same person, authentically the same person, no matter who you're with, no matter what their expectations and needs are, because to be true to ourselves not only frees us up, liberates us, but it also allows others to have an opportunity to do the same thing for themselves. So just think on this. If you feel like these words would be helpful to another, feel free to go to my Facebook page and share this with someone else. I'm happy to get the word out there. I found them very encouraging and challenging and requiring both courage and faith that we will be able to access the entirety of ourselves and live that out authentically, in freedom, in truth, in liberty. All right, my friends, it's good to see you today, even though we're far apart, and I'll see you next week. Bye.